You'll see right here that the suggested retail price of the vehicle is $28,500. Our Internet One price is $24,996, which gives you a savings of $35,004, which puts you in a pretty decent equity position. Now, if you look over here with zero down, at 60 months you're at $467,476. At 72 months you're $400,409. With $2,000 down you're at $428,437. You're at $367 to $376. With $4,000 you're $389 to $398, and $334 to $343. Which one of those will work best for you?
Neither. I told you I needed to be at 300.
300? I understand. So what you're saying is hold on, I gotta remember how to do this. You gotta be at 300. So this is your quiet close. Now your quiet close isn't actually a close. You record it because I want you to hear this part.
Okay.
Your quiet close is not a close. It sets up your close. So the first one, Q, is for question. Okay? So obviously you have a reason for feeling that way. Do you mind sharing what it is?
300 is what I budgeted out. That we're taking my bills into account. That's what I'd be comfortable with.
Gotcha. U is for understand. I understand completely. We all have our own budget. I is for isolate. This is where you isolate the objection. So what you're saying is, besides that vehicle being $300 a month, there's no other reason why you wouldn't want to take it home today.
What you mean is, if I can get it in 300, there's no other reason why? Yeah, I mean, I would take it for 300 a month.
Okay. So I just isolated the only objection that you have, which is payment.
Right.
So E is for empathy. So this is where you go, I understand. We all have our budgets. I have my own budget. I just bought a house. I just got a new mortgage. I got a 3.5-year-old. A lot of things we got to pay for, and that's why we set up our budgets. We have to stick to them. All right? So that goes into T. T is teach. Okay? This is where you go into your closes. This is where you teach the customer the value of the vehicle, of why they should pay $400 a month instead of $300 a month. So what's your first close that you have on here? Maintenance. Okay. To go into the maintenance close, you got to ask your customer, what have you done to that vehicle in the last year? I mean, what have you replaced? What have you fixed? What kind of routine maintenance?
What if somebody hits you with and they haven't did shit to it other than oil changes? And
they're not going to, because you're taking their car in on trade. They're going to tell you what they did.
I remember having a customer that told me they haven't did shit other than put new tires on it.
Okay, so new tires. How much did your new tires go?
I'd say $200 a piece, $800 maybe.
So about $800.
But let's just say if it's less than 800, say it was 5.
So 500 in tires. So you spent $500 in tires last year, right?
Right. So you do the 500, divide that by 12, and that's how much you can bump them.
So there's $41 a month right there that you won't be having to pay for the next year, because this vehicle's got almost brand new tires on it. So you want to be $300 a month from what your budget is, that you're able to do $341, right? Am I right?
Yeah, but I still want to do 300. I know what you're doing, but 300 is where I'm be comfortable at.
Okay, 300 is where you're comfortable at. So let me flip this over. Let me share a few things with you. Gas mileage. I wouldn't use gas mileage on this one.
Because it's
not going to be
4
the
to
same.
6.
So, Ben Franklin. So tell me all the things that you like about that Lincoln.
It's loaded.
It's loaded. So what are your favorite options and features on it?
This is the MKZ.
Mm-hmm.
It's got navigation, push button start, remote start. But what if they hit you with that? I don't really need all that stuff.
Save that question.
Okay. Heated seats, leather, roof. It's loaded.
So heated, leather.
Yeah, you want them to spit out as much as they can to build value in it.
Sunroof. Now you're driving an '09 Sebring. What's your favorite things about that car?
Gas mileage.
So gas mileage. So a great thing about the MKZ also is that you only lose 1 mile per gallon. And you gain all-wheel drive. So what else do you like about your Sebring?
It's paid for.
Paid for, okay.
It's 4-door.
4-door. So Lincoln's 4-door also, so that's a good thing.
Handles good in the winter.
Okay, so being a front-wheel drive handles really good. That all-wheel drive is going to be absolutely 10 times better.
And I know the history on it. I've owned it since it was new.
So, owned since new. And that's a pretty big important thing.
Yep.
Okay. So, when it comes to the Sebring to Lincoln, as you can see, there's a whole lot more stuff that on this vehicle that you like rather than your Sebring. Because two of the big things that on your Sebring isn't even about the car. It's that it's paid for and that you had it since new. So what was your payment on that car when you bought it?
I want to say it was, when I bought it new, well, keep in mind it was new. I want to say about $330.
So you paid $330 a month for that.
Yeah.
And that Sebring brand new, I think I'm going to go above what I think it was, but I'll say it's $25,000 brand new.
Yeah.
It was probably more around the 20, but give or take,
right,
with taxes and everything. So $25,000. This Lincoln is a $45,000 to $50,000 car brand new. Now, if people want to drive those $40,000 to $50,000 cars brand new, but be able to get into a decent budget, you got to buy them used. This one, if you're lucky, you only got 20,000 miles on it. You got 100,000 miles on your car. And when you get to 100,000 miles, everybody knows that's when it starts nickel and diming you to death. So then you replace a caliper here, do brake pads here, exhaust work here, this there. You got all these different things that start getting rolled up into 100,000 miles and 110 and 120. Things start breaking. They're mechanical machines. Things are going to break. That's the way it goes. But dropping into a 2015, a vehicle that's 7 years newer, and 90,000 less miles, that's going to be a whole lot nicer car, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, and coming up to my next thing, I mean, if you have to be at $300 a month, I mean, you won't budge, even though I just showed you that you got open room for your budget. So would you say that the $41 a month right there, what if your insurance was cheaper on the Lincoln than the Sebring?
That would definitely help.
Okay, so say it was $25 cheaper, would you be able to get your budget to go up $25, say to $325?
Of course.
Okay, so we can get $325 if the insurance is cheaper. So if we were already saving the 41, I haven't even put the 41 on there, and right there is $366. So you're telling me for $366, you can get this vehicle. So $366 is a whole lot better than $300 for us, and it's a whole lot better than the $400 to $409 for you. So, seeing your budget originally, I'd like to know how you came up with $300 a month.
Taking college tuition into account.
How much is that?
Child support.
How much is your college tuition?
College tuition's $14,000 a year.
So $14,000 a year. So monthly is $1166. So tuition. What else?
Child support.
Child support. How much you pay for that a month?
Probably right around $300. So taking like mortgage, child support, bills at home, all that stuff. That's
how much is your mortgage?
$650.
What other bills do you pay out of your pay?
Insurance.
How much is your insurance?
That's on my wife's. I don't remember off the top of my head. But
no, just think of where you're pulling the budget at. So, I mean, if you and your wife put your money together, how much would you say you guys get per month?
I don't even know. Don't even know.
Most people know.
Yeah.
Do you guys usually keep your budget together, like in real life?
Separate.
Okay, that's why you don't know.
Yeah.
So you would be budgeting this car payment off of your money, not you and your wife's. So how much do you bring home? Obviously, I would already know from the credit app.
Right. I don't know. I don't know right now off the top of my head, but.
So you told me earlier on the credit app that you're averaging $4,200 a month. Okay. So you got 1166 tuition, 300 child support, 650 mortgage. What do you pay for insurance? 120
Something like that.
So 120 bucks for insurance. So you have money left over. So what you're trying to tell me is that you have money left over. You could go up in payment, you just don't want to, right?
I need a security blanket.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. You're able to afford the 400, you just don't want to. Okay. Now I'm starting to understand. So if you don't want to, I have numerous things that I can do, but most people do this. I can show you a vehicle that's going to be more like your Sebring, okay? You're not going to probably be able to get that navigation, the push button start, the heated leather, those kind of options and features. And we'll show you something that's a little bit more like your Sebring, that's newer with lower miles, so it'll last you quite some time.
This is a takeaway.
Yep. So, and the question you asked earlier, what was it?
I forgot.
What if I said I didn't want any of that?
Yeah.
Okay. If they would have said that right then, I would have said, okay, then we're looking at the wrong vehicle because you're not going to pay for something that you don't want. Am I right?
Right.
Okay. So we need to look at something more like your Sebring.
Right.
Okay. So I tell you what, let me go talk to my manager. I can pull that up. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah, let's look at something different. I just need that security blanket.
Then that's what you do.
Show them something different.
Yep.
Take away all that shit.
Yep. But 99% of the time, when you say, okay, yeah, we need to look at something like the Sebring, I mean, getting these extra options and features, you do have to pay a little bit more for a vehicle to have those things.
Yeah, and Mr. Customer, this isn't just necessarily what it has, because there's a ton more things that it has.
Yeah.
This is just what you like.
This is just your favorite parts about the vehicle.
Right.
So I tell you what, I can go pull something else up. Would you like me to do that? 99% of the time, they're going to say no. Because they're here trying to buy that car.
What if they say something like, no, I told you I want that specific car. If you can't fit in my budget, then I guess I don't.
Then you go into more closes. And you keep going and bumping them. If I had you at 366 already, I would have did the tax close. I'd be like, oh, well, how are you going to, I would have got up. Oh, almost forgot. How are you going to pay for your taxes? You going to include them into the payment, or are you going to pay cash for them? Well, how much are they? Because that's the answer that you're going to get. Oh, well, your tax is $1,363, so that's going to add roughly about $20 to $25 to your payment. Do you want to include that into the payment, or do you want to write a check for it? Well, I'll include it into my payment. Okay, so with that, it's going to be about $393 a month. At zero down. Go ahead and sign right there for me.
Well, now you see, Mr. Customer, that's why I was telling you that it'd be in that range. We're getting close.
I wouldn't have did that.
Why not?
Because then you're bringing that back up. You don't want to do that. You'd be like, oh, suddenly you got me to bump right up to that. No. I'd have been right there and be like, you know what? Let me go see if I can get this done.
Gotcha.
So there's a
what if they do like what Josh's customer did yesterday, and it's like, I don't know. I need to sleep on it. I don't usually make a decision on the fly. I usually take a day or two to think it over.
Ralph, did I do something to offend you?
Other than the fact that you just bumped me up $93, probably not.
But did I really do something to offend you to where you wouldn't want to buy a car from me? Okay. I mean, is that the right car? Is that the one you like? Is that the one you want to drive away, say tomorrow after you get done thinking about it? So in my line of work and knowing how long I've been in the car business, it's one of three things. It's me, the machine, or the money. So that tells me the last thing is the money. A person will buy the car right now. 99.9% of them will buy the car right now.
If it's the right money.
If it's the right money. You got to build the value in the car. They're still unsure about it because they haven't made their decision. You haven't built enough value in the vehicle for them to say yes. So that's why you got to keep at the closes. That's why I'm saying if...
What are you looking for?
If it comes back looking like this,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't try. If it comes back looking like this, you did.
Well, it's not necessarily that you didn't try. You just don't know how to try.
I know, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah.